So, let's see. Jimmy Fallon. That poor thing. He is going through it. This has not been his week at all. So there was a SNL skit, and for those who love SNL, I don't know if you want to see this reading or not, because I hate SNL and it's going to come out, okay? Well, not hate, but anyway, like I said, this, if you really, really love them and you're sensitive to criticism, then this might not be the one you want to watch, just as a word of warning. So Jimmy Fallon was, of course, an employee for Saturday Night Live, which is a skit show. For those who don't know, they do impersonations and things of that nature. So he was impersonating a person that he knows and that he says he respects more almost than most humans, he says. He was impersonating Chris Rock. But he did so in what they say he was blackface. So his hands were painted, his face was painted black, because he was truly embodying Chris Rock, who was a black comedian, for those who don't know. Jimmy Fallon is a white comedian. So he apologized, like you do, and said that, he's horrified and thanks for holding him accountable. But he wasn't horrified in the anyway. So he then had on some people to sort of educate him about race, and he had a race discussion and things of that nature. So he's trying to make this right. And I'm not trying to take up for what he did, but I think in particular instance, they can calm with the outrage, because I don't think that Jimmy Fallon is a racist. Like, racist is such a harsh word. It embodies hatred, and I don't think he hates black people. So therefore, I can't say he's racist. At the most, you can say he was ignorant. Fine. Ignorance is not even a harsh word. It just sounds like one. It just basically means I don't know, and I didn't know, and I was not aware. That's ignorance. I have ignorance. We all have ignorance of certain things. But will his image recover from this? Is what I want to know. And I have another question. The other one's about Saturday Night Live, so that's the one you might not want to see. High Priestess and the Devil. And there was another thing. They went back and forth. Jimmy Kimmel, who was another one, he did it too. He was in complete black makeup for some sports person. Jimmy Fallon tanned his skin so that he can look like Terrence Howard, who is sort of a light-skinned black man. And then they went to Marlon and Shawn Wayans, who were black, and did the movie called White Chicks, where they were painted up as white people and said, well, this is whiteface, and whiteface, for the record, is not a thing. So there was this whole discussion, but the High Priestess and the Devil were not good cards. The Page of Wands, Page of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. It is going to be a rocky road, but eventually here with the Ace of Cups, some new emotion will emerge. We'll see what's in I got all the pages, just about. The Hangman. I think this did harm. He's still secure. He still has his job. He still has his image, but it did change a lot of perception, unfortunately, for him. Five of Swords. It's not just him. And this is why this probably comes up here. Actually, I won't assume. Let's why does he get the Devil and the High Priestess in the beginning? I mean, I think I know why, but I don't want to project. Why the Devil and the High Priestess? I want to project. Why the Devil and the High Priestess? So this is a strategy. The Empress and the Nine of Pentacles. There's security, there's money, long life security, so probably connections, enterprising, networking. The Empress, that's new ideas, a birth of something new, or I think this was supposed to be a way and it did not go well. I was trying not to project. I'm going to say it anyway. Saturday Night Live, I put the blame on and not necessarily Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon should have known better, yes. But this Empress and this security, this is new. This is like long lasting. This was supposed to be a thing they can continue to do. Instead of just hiring a black man to play Chris Rock, you hired a white man and then painted him black. So I blame them. And it did not go over well then, and it is not going over well now. So this is why they had a strategy to do something else with the possibilities of the Two of Wands. Which is why you get the Secret and the Devil. Both of these cards is what I have for racism. I don't even know if I need to do the reading on that, but let me get a whole different deck. Hold the horses. A whole different one. And ask the question, because Lorne Michaels, I believe, is the guy who's in charge of Saturday Night Live. And here's even why I go there with the racism thing. Damon Wayans worked for Saturday Night Live, Lorne Michaels, and told some stories in an interview that he did that I watched a couple times because it was hilarious, about some of the things they wanted him to do as a black talent. And it always was something about you can be a pimp, or you could be a caveman, or something derogatory. He was supposed to be doing, for one instance, a skit where he was doing something in Miami Vice. That's where they wanted him to be the pimp, instead of being one of the guys in the flashy suits dressed up like the cop. He was supposed to be the pimp. And then they had another one where it had nothing to do with being a caveman, but they wanted him to stand there with the shield and just make caveman noises. A shield and a spear. And then you had Tiffany Haddish, who was asked if she would go back to Saturday Night Live. She says a lot of things in creative would have to be changed. And she feels as though some of the things they wanted her to do were insulting. So, is there a error? Is there a error? Is there a energy of racism in Saturday Night Live? That's what I want to know. The Four of Swords, the Eight of Cups, Two of Swords, Lovers, Four of Wands, Six of Wands. There is something that's here with the Four of Swords is like a rest and a retreat. It's a recharging the batteries, and then there's the Eight of Cups. There is a new horizon. Four of Wands, Two of Swords. There is an image that is stuck. And I think it lies within the community. It lies within those with the Lovers and the Six of Wands. Whoever the celebrated person is, whoever is in charge, this is the image that they portray for the people. Me personally, outside of this, I personally call it racism. This more likely just says there's an image that a person has in their mind, and that's what they write for. because I didn't get hatred, but I only pulled 5 cards, but I didn't get hatred or anything like that. But, well, there it is. Didn't I just say the 5 of Pentacles was my racism card? And there it is. And then the 5 of Wands, too. So, I've seen the show. No, I have seen the show one time. Not the show. I've seen one skit one time. And I don't like impersonation, so that's never really been my thing. I don't hate people for watching it. I don't go on some rants about you shouldn't watch that, blah, blah, blah. But let's just say I will never watch it. The end.